You don't need motivation, you need standards. Let's destroy a lie right now. You don't need motivation. Motivation is weak. Motivation is emotional. Motivation is temporary. It shows up when it feels like it, and disappears when things get hard. You don't need motivation, you need standards. Because motivation says, I feel like it. Standards say, this is who I am. There's a proverb that says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Not motivation, discipline. And discipline is built on standards. Motivation is a mood. Let's be honest. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel tired, uninspired, lazy. If your success depends on how you feel, you will fail. Because feelings change. Standards don't. A lion does not wake up and ask, do I feel like hunting today? It hunts. Because that's the standard. Another proverb says, the sun does not ask permission to rise. It rises because it must. That is the mindset you need. Standards define your identity. When you raise your standards, you change your identity. You stop saying, I'll try, and start saying, I don't miss. You stop saying, I hope, and start saying, I execute. People with low standards negotiate with excuses. People with high standards eliminate them. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth. Why? Because it's a standard. So why is your workout optional? Why is your discipline negotiable? Why is your growth dependent on mood? Raise the standard. Winners operate on standards. Elite athletes don't train when they feel inspired. They train because that's the expectation. Top performers don't produce when it's convenient. They produce because it's required. There's a proverb, we rise to the level of our standards, not our goals. Goals are wishes. Standards are rules. If your standard is average, your life will be average. If your standard is excellence, your results will reflect it. Stop negotiating with yourself. Every morning, there's a battle. Alarm rings. Voice says, sleep more. That's negotiation. Standards don't negotiate. They command. You said you'd wake up at 5? Then you wake up at 5. No discussion. No debate. No emotional meeting. Execution. Weak minds negotiate. Strong standards dictate. Your environment reflects your standards. Look at your room. Look at your body. Look at your bank account. Look at your habits. They are mirrors of your standards. There's a harsh truth. You don't get what you want. You get what you tolerate. If you tolerate laziness, you become lazy. If you tolerate mediocrity, you become mediocre. If you tolerate excuses, you stay stuck. Raise what you tolerate. Raise what you accept. Raise your standards. Motivation is for amateurs. Let that sink in. Motivation is for amateurs. Professionals rely on systems, on routines, on standards. A proverb says a tree is known by its fruit. Your results reveal your standards, not your intentions, not your affirmations, not your vision board. Your fruit shows your roots. If the fruit is weak, the standard is weak. Standards hurt, but they build. Raising your standards will cost you. It will cost comfort. It will cost convenience. It may cost friendships. Because when you level up, some people feel left behind. But remember, iron sharpens iron. If your circle dulls you, it's time to sharpen your environment. Standards demand growth. Growth demands change. Change demands courage. You need non-negotiables. Daily reading, daily training, daily progress. No matter what, rain or shine, mood or no mood. Because once something becomes non-negotiable, it becomes automatic. There's a proverb, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Standards stand up every time, even when tired, even when frustrated, even when doubted. The standard of excellence, imagine this. What if your standard was, I do not quit, I do not miss deadlines, I do not skip workouts, I do not break promises to myself? What would your life look like? Different, stronger, sharper, more dangerous. Because excellence is not an act, it's a standard. Your life is a reflection. You say you want success, but what are your standards? Do you demand greatness from yourself, or do you settle quietly? There's a proverb, as you sow, so shall you reap. Low standards sow weak effort. Weak effort reaps weak results. High standards sow relentless effort. Relentless effort reaps power. The math is simple. Stop waiting to feel ready. You don't need to feel ready. You need rules. Rules that govern your behavior. Rules that don't change with emotions. Rules that don't bend under pressure. Because when standards are high, excuses die. And when excuses die, progress explodes. Final fire, listen carefully. Motivation is a spark. Standards are the engine. A spark fades. An engine runs. If you build your life on motivation, you will stop when it fades. If you build your life on standards, you will move even when exhausted. Raise your standards for your body. Raise your standards for your work. Raise your standards for your circle. Raise your standards for your discipline. Because the world does not reward desire, it rewards consistency. And consistency is built on standards. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need another quote. You need higher expectations of yourself. Demand more. Tolerate less. Execute daily. And become the type of person who doesn't rely on feelings, but on principles. Because when your standards are unbreakable, your results become unstoppable. You don't need motivation. You need standards. Raise them.